Welcome, this is Viper, and I hope you're all having a great day. To start off, the Leopard 2 Panzer Battalion 123 sits at a BR of 10.0, and to clear up any confusion, I'll be addressing the Leopard 2 Panzer Battalion as just Leopard 2 for the rest of the video. The Leopard 2 is armed with a Rheinmetall 120mm L44 cannon, which has a base reload of 7.8 seconds. It can be lowered to a decent 6 seconds at maximum. I noticed off the bat, the reload is definitely a flaw in this tank, as a reload is the main thing that gets me killed most of the time. However, I could just be bad. But when you do get a shot on target, the DM23 will typically handle the job, featuring a max penetration of 410mm and a velocity of 1,640 meters per second. The DM23 typically kills Russian and Chinese tanks in one shot, which are very common this tier. I noticed shooting the lower frontal plate results in the tank popping, so do that. It works very well, so do it. I normally never one-shot Western tanks, specifically the Abrams. The post-penetration will sometimes screw you over, but again, I could just be bad. Your other shells are the DM13 and DM12. The DM13 is just a worse version of the DM23, so don't use it. And the DM12 is a heat FS, so you can use that if you'd like to get those pesky light tanks. Along with the more obscure things, you get a laser rangefinder and Generation 2 thermals. The thermals are alright, but it can be hard to identify tanks from a large distance. The commander can also take over if the gunner dies, so that's nice. With the optics, unzoomed you get 4 times, and zoomed you get a great 12 times zoom, which will make your average sniper pretty happy. With commander sights, unzoomed you get 2 times, and zoomed you get 8 times. You have 2 machine guns, both being 7.62mm, one is top mounted and the other is coaxial mounted. All in all, your armament is pretty good. Your DM23 has a few issues, but just aim it in the right spot. Your thermals hold up along with your zoom. It is solid. The right cheek of the turret and the left cheek are surprisingly weak for a rather modern main battle tank. 3BM42 will unreliably penetrate your turret, so you must be careful. The highest upper frontal plate has no composite, so most of the time it will go through. However, shells will sometimes ricochet and screw off. Your main upper frontal plate has composite armor that's poorly angled. Yeah, Russians easily go through it. The lower frontal plate is the same, shells will go straight through. Your ammo has 2 locations, in the turret which has blowout cannons, and in the hull. Now this is up to personal preference. Your first stage is in the turret, and it is the safest spot. I typically bring 16 shells, 1 in the breech, and the rest are in the turret. Bringing any more will put it in the hole, and you'll get ammo bullets all the time due to the poor frontal armor. Your driver, gunner, and commander are perfectly lined up for a dart to ruin their day, and yours, so you can easily be one shot from the front. An actual plus in this section though are the smoke grenades. You get 16 in total, 8 on each side, and 4 are fired at each interval, allowing you to get out of some bad situations. You do not get an engine smoke system though, which can be disappointing, but it's not a big deal. The armor and survivability is the worst part of this tank. However, the next section really makes up for it. Now you might be wondering, the last section has a lot of cons, so is it that bad? The answer is no. Your mobility will make up for it. You get a 1500 horsepower MTU MB 873 KA 501 engine, which in turn provides a top speed of 68 km per hour, and a great reverse speed of 31 km per hour. Any Russian main would love this. In combat conditions, when surveying and going through mud, you tend to average a decent speed of 35 km to 45 km per hour. Turning while stationary or at slow speeds is very good. You are nimble in close quarters environments and are very capable of brawling T-80s and Abrams. You also have neutral steering. Your horizontal traverse speed is very good, at 34 degrees per second. It has saved me multiple times, I do admit. Weirdly enough, the vertical traverse speed is 34 degrees per second. It allows you to aim on the dime without a problem. Your mobility is pretty superb, and combined with your firepower, will allow you to dominate in games. At 10.0, you can bring the Leopard 2A4 and Leopard 2K, as both serve as very good backup MBTs. For light tanks, you can bring the Radcamp Wagon 90 and the TAM 2C. For a tank destroyer, you can bring the Weasel 1A2. Finally, for SBAA, you can bring the Flak Panzer 1. Despite it lacking in the armor department, the Leopard 2 Panzer Battalion 123 is a very good tank. It may be a carbon copy of Leopard 2A4, except the engine is a bit ramped up, but it is still very good. You should just be careful with it. I suggest playing it as a sniper or a light tank, as you cannot afford to take hits. Thank you for watching, like and sub if you enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great night. Viper out.